one truth doesn't cancel out 20,000 other truths. Both must be true. One might even be a lie. Take any of the 20,000 flat earth proofs there are. Does a light in the sky in Antarctica disprove this? The answer is always no. A light in the sky does not cancel out any other evidence. I've gone through now and researched all of the old Antarctic expeditions. Nobody has ever mentioned a 24-hour sun, and they go there during those months. Another one of the globe destroyers back in the 1890s is they started to have the day lengths and dates for latitudes in the north, like where we have 24-hour sun in Svalbard, and even the places that weren't having 24-hour sun, the day lengths aren't even close, even though they're on matching latitudes on a globe. So on a globe, you're not only stuck with everybody on one latitude ring having to have the same, but now you're stuck with everybody on the other ring at their inverse of the date having to have the same thing too, and it doesn't match up.
If you think flat Earth is ridiculous, consider this. A sextant is a navigation tool to measure angles between the horizon and celestial bodies, allowing sailors to find their exact location at sea. The trigonometry required for a sextant only works because the 3 points it measures create flat planes to each other. No adjustments for curvature, ever. If the Earth were a globe, the math wouldn't work. But it does, and the sextant has been used for centuries. Meanwhile, surveyors use laser levels over miles with zero curve correction. Train tracks run level for miles. Airplanes fly at flight levels, not arcs. Pilots calculate distances over a flat plane. And there are places where you can see too far, where the Earth's supposed curvature should hide distant objects below the horizon. And let's be real. Everyone knows the moon landing was fake. With a lie that big, NASA has no credibility, so why trust their story? Everything we build assumes a flat Earth. So what's past the ice wall?
Good afternoon. Aloha from Florida. So real quick, I want to talk about 4 things. All of them start with the letter A. The Antikythera mechanism, the astrolabe, archaeoastronomy, and astrophotography. Now, any one of these things by themselves is more than enough. It's strong enough to prove our geocentric flat and stationary Earth true. It's also, any of them are also strong enough to prove the heliocentric hypothesis false. But when you put all 4 of these things together, the globe is dead. And for those of you still committed to the lie and you're promoting the heliocentric globe theory, I'm sorry to say, but you are losing bad. And flat Earth is winning big. Now, these 4 things: the Antikythera mechanism, allegedly the world's first analog computer found in a shipwreck 120 years ago, dated to about 2,000 years ago, and allegedly the Greeks built this machine right here, Antikythera mechanism, that perfectly replicates the patterns of the known luminaries over the surface of our flat and stationary Earth around our magnetic center, most likely figured out or mapped out by the Sumerians or the Babylonians at least 5,000 years ago. Also check out the Dendera stones, allegedly 5,000 years old, with the same constellations in the same places that you can watch them tonight. So the Antikythera mechanism is one of the things that proves our geocentric flat and stationary Earth true. Something very similar to it, also allegedly about 2,000 years old, is the astrolabe, showing again the perfect repeating cycles of the luminaries over our flat and stationary surface. So the Antikythera mechanism and the astrolabe are extremely accurate devices, even more accurate than a Swiss watch. And then we move on to archaeoastronomy. That is where archaeology that was allegedly built thousands of years ago is still lining up perfectly for the solstices and equinoxes, the ecliptic, the path of the sun through our sky. If you could trust your eyes and watch a whole bunch of time-lapse photography of the sunsets and sunrises, of the moonsets and the moonrises, it should become pretty clear that they are moving over us in perfect repeating cycles, as all of the luminaries do. But archaeoastronomy absolutely cannot work. It would not work. It does not work on a curved spinning Earth going through space at trillions of miles per year. But these buildings that were built thousands of years ago are still lining up perfectly to the path of the sun and the moon, and many of them to the constellations as well. And then astrophotography. Now, I'm not making any claims on this. I will make claims about those first 3 things that start with the letter A, but this last one, astrophotography, I will not make claims. I'll just tell you what I was told, and you can check it out for yourself and see if you think it's true or not. Allegedly, for people who are shooting the sun and the moon with their cameras or their telescopes, they take up the exact same amount of physical space in the lens. The odds of that is astronomical if the moon was small and close and the sun was extremely huge and far away. Also, the astrophotographers that have told me that have said that the sun and moon come into focus at the same distance. That makes absolute perfect sense on our geocentric flat and stationary Earth. It would be literally impossible on the heliocentric hypothesis. So these three things, Antikythera mechanism, the astrolabe, archaeoastronomy, and astrophotography, all put together ends the globe. There is no globe. The Earth is not a spinning wet rock in outer space. It is not a ball. It is not rotating. It is not revolving. It is not tilting. It is not wobbling. It is not spiral vortexing through an endless void. The Earth is an intelligently designed, enclosed, electrical, topographical, stationary plane that we commonly call flat Earth. And as I said in the beginning, flat Earth is winning big, and people promoting the lie of the globe are losing bad. Go check out our documentary, The Mechanical Realm, all about this right here, the Antikythera mechanism, and then check out Flatten the Curve. Both of these documentaries are by Vika Draza. Flatten the Curve is with commercial and military pilots proving the Earth is flat and stationary with real-world applications. Have a great day. God bless.